welcome to the 2016 GC32 Racing Tour. In this episode, we follow all the action from the final event of the season. The 10 teams are ready for one final push with the 2016 championship title to be decided here in Marseille. Located on France's south coast, Marseille is set to be the European capital of sport in 2017 and is the proposed venue for the sailing events should Paris win its bid to host the 2024 Olympic Games. With its strong sports pedigree, the Marseille One Design is an important event for the city and one which embodies the future of sailing. Among the 3 foiling classes competing are the One Design GC32 catamarans. They've been racing here since the very first event 3 years ago. The 16th century castle and former prison which overlooks the racecourse has seen many a foiling battle over this period and is a stretch of water competitors are familiar with.
It's the first time we welcome the GC32 Racing Tour. We have now 10 boats. I think it's really a great development. I think this circuit is probably the highest level in regatta in Europe, so we are very happy to welcome again the circuit. We have also some other foiling classes in the event, like Flying Phantom and Moss, but GC32 is the main series.
The city hugs the coast, giving spectators the opportunity to witness the spectacle of the foiling catamarans up close. If Marseille becomes the 2024 Olympic venue, the public might have the chance to enjoy more foiling battles on these waters.
It's a no-brainer seeing these boats fly in the middle of the air, but also it's for the spectators, it's awesome to watch. You can see these boats flying around and they're going fast. It's exciting, and the positions change so quickly that yachting needs to go that way to make it spectator friendly and to make it interesting to watch. So foiling's the way.
The youngest skipper competing on the GC32 Racing Tour is Sebastian Schneiter on Team Tilt. He finished second when making his tour debut as a helmsman in Sotogrande. It was all the more impressive considering that the 21-year-old had only just returned from representing Switzerland at the Rio Olympics in the 49er class. Schneiter is also competing in Marseille, hoping for another successful event with Team Tilt. They're the only team capable of beating 2016 Tour leaders Norauto, who are just 3 points ahead of them on the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, the season so far was really great. We went to some really nice venues, had good wins, and to be in second place in the overall standing is good for our team. I think we are pretty happy, and it's true that Norauto was the whole season small step ahead and trying to close the gap, and it will be interesting to see in the last event how close can we get to them, and I hope we can beat them again.
But the boat which has dominated this season is the French team Norauto, skippered by the Volvo Ocean Race winner and round-the-world record holder Franck Camas. He's swapped helming duties with Kiwi former match racing world champion Adam Minoprio during the season. As this is the final event of the 2016 Tour and on home waters, Camas has reclaimed the helm with Minoprio moving forward onto the main sheet.
For sure, it's always hard to come back. I was not in the last 2 races, but we train on other boats, and we keep going to improve with the team. So it's a kind of training, but we want also do good results for the final race of the circuit.
Here in Marseille, I'm doing the main sheet for Frank, who's driving this week, and we're using this as a bit of training to get more used to sailing with each other as build up for the next America's Cup World Series event in Japan. For Norauto, we've had different crew almost every event, so It's always been a hard part for going to a new event and having to get in sync with the new crew, and but we've all spent enough time in the boat that it hasn't really been a problem so far, and so hopefully this week it won't be a problem.
Norauto, powered by Groupama Team France, have been the class act to the 2016 GC32 Racing Tour. They have won every event this season save one, the GC32 Malchesine Cup that went to Team Tilt.
Yeah, for sure. They did a very good race in Soto Grande with the young team also, and I think they are improving very quickly. And in the light, maybe we will have a light wind this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And in the light, they are very strong because they used to race on the lake in Switzerland, and they will be a very good competitor against us.
They may not be top of the leaderboard, but Team Tilt has also been the model of consistency and haven't finished off the podium once this season.
Well, the final results, they are 3 points ahead of us, so I mean, if we want to win, we better sail really good, and they have to have probably some problems or some damage, so it wouldn't be the best way to end the season, and I think they deserve the title, but we'll give our best, and we will be really happy if we can beat them on the last regatta.
Seven points behind Team Tilt is another Swiss team, Armin Strom's sailing team, skippered by star world champion and Olympian Flavio Marazzi. The team won the Marseille One Design 2 years ago. The GC32 International Class Association president and his crew look secure in third, comfortably 8 points clear of fourth place Malizia Yacht Club de Monaco. Barring any disasters, Armin Strom's sailing team are all but assured of a podium finish.
It was quite a long but also short racing tour this year. We had a very different events, starting in Rio with full speed and 20 knots, then some light races, Malchesine, some in Palma and here. I think the best team will win that has managed to sail in all different conditions. That's good news about this year.
Now back to Marseille, as the 10 GC32 teams have been training intensely over the last couple of days here ahead of the first day of racing. However, the opening day produced conditions that were unsuitable for sailing, with a solid 35 knots of wind and storm force gusts of 45 or more. Racing on the first day of Marseille One Design had to be cancelled.
It was very clear yesterday when we took the weather forecast file. All agree about the fact that it will be very strong wind for today. This morning there were 40 knots, 35, 40 knots and gusts to 45 knots. So for the GC32 it's extremely dangerous for sure to go with this kind of conditions.
And so on to day two, the strong winds abated, enabling the boats to fly off Marseille's coast. Topping the leaderboard at the end of the day was Norauto, whose consistent second places in all three of the day's races left them 4 points ahead of Mama Ayoto. For the Japanese team, it was their best performance on the tour this year, scoring their first race win. 1 point behind Mama Ayoto was Team Tilt, which claimed the opening race of the day, whilst Team Engie won the final race of the afternoon.
Well, to be honest, we have a pretty new team in the boat. We only had the 2 training days here. Not so easy for us, but we're bringing good knowledge from here and there to manage this event, because we have injuries and a drop-off, and our owner obviously couldn't do this race.
Marseille in October is a demanding venue for sailors, with typically either strong winds or, in contrast, very light conditions. Responding to the changing weather to achieve good results here can be tricky, even for the most experienced of sailors.
I think the difficult here in Marseille, it's the Mediterranean. The sea Mediterranean, it's a difficult sea, the weather it's difficult to predict. The Marseille area, it's have a lot of wind effect with the shore, and at each sector of wind it's different.
For Marseille One Design, the GC32 Racing Tour is up to full strength, with 10 teams competing here in France for this final event of the season. Among them are the young guns on Sweden's Gunvor sailing. They didn't compete in the GC32 La Reserva de Sotogrande Cup, but they're back and improving rapidly.
It's all new for us, so the more we sail the boat, the better it goes. So of course it's tough being away from an event and coming back, and we see that every day that we sail we improve, which is really nice, and we just have to keep sailing this boat.
Gunvor has seen many different faces over the season, from top sailors like Olympic medalists Ian Percy, Freddie Loof and Nathan Outteridge, to young ambitious Swedish sailors making their first steps in professional sailing. They believe that rotating the crew helps educate the team and is also a good way to find the best combination of sailors.
Yeah, the goal for our team is the Youth America's Cup, which we just try to sail as much as we can, and this boat is perfect for that, we think. So that's why we're rotating the crews, because we have, at the moment, we're 9 in the team, and we want to make sure that everyone sails as much as possible.
Marseille also saw the return of Argo, the American team helmed by the 2-time Melges 32 world champion Jason Carroll. He's looking to fight for the title in the Owner-Driver Championship, as well as have a shot at moving up the overall leaderboard and onto the podium.
I think just coming back to this event, taking the Sotogrande event off, just being a little bit out of the boat for a while. We were able to cross-train with our Melges 32, so that was good. But getting back in the GC32 has been a world of difference. It's a lot more fun. The racing's a lot tighter, a lot more intense, so it's been nice to get back into this.
Challenging Argo for the Owner-Driver Championship is Pierre Casaraghi. In his first year competing on the GC32 Racing Tour, he's shown huge progress. And starting this event in 4th place in such a competitive fleet is quite an achievement.
I think it was a great season. We had ups and downs. We had some amazing results. I mean, for us, we were just a brand new team on the circuit. We hadn't sailed much on the boat, and we managed to win 2 races. We were on the podium for quite a few days in Palma. We saw in Sotogrande that we were sailing quite well, but we missed quite a few starts, and that cost us a lot of points. The Owner-Driver, I think it's the same battle as the championship battle. I think we're 1 point in front of Argo. I think it's going to be tough for us, but it's going to be also tough for them.
The 3rd day of the GC32 racing at Marseille One Design started in complete contrast to the previous 2 days, with light winds and blue skies. The start in these conditions is all the more vital, and the GC32 teams have got used to handling different wind conditions, be there too much or too little.
Yeah, the starts are very interesting. It's a reaching start, so you reach your top speeds 10 seconds after the start, and to have 12 boats all trying to achieve that is a difficult thing. So yeah, it's all about positioning and when you pull the trigger to go at the start line, and some teams are very good at it, and it's a race to get up on your foils and full speed straight away.
The real situation is quite clear. The boats are very close together, but the ones to windward, that's closer to the wind, must keep clear of the ones to leeward, and the ones behind must keep clear of the ones in front.
The next mark is the reach mark, and that's your first mark, and turning that mark the boat just accelerates, so it's an extremely dangerous part of the race as well, where people can crash off their foils, and we've seen that a lot this year with big nosedives there. And for boats behind, it's quite scary when someone in front of you just suddenly stops when you're doing 30 knots.
When they enter the 3-length zone of the mark, if you enter and you're inside, then you own the mark, so you're able to do your rounding in the way you want to do it.
The third part of the race is the bottom mark, and again you're coming in at 30 knots, 30, sometimes 35 knots to the bottom gate, and there's a boat that's stopped on the mark trying to turn around it. So again, the drivers have to be very, very skilled and very alert.
We've set another mark 6 boat lengths away, and this is to stop the boat turning immediately at the mark, because that can be quite dangerous if you turn at the mark.
Back to day 3, and the light winds were making life difficult for both the race committee and the competitors alike. As a result, only one race was completed before the race committee sent all the boats back ashore. Argo got the best start and extended around the course, bringing her another step closer to victory in the Owner Drivers' Championship. Norauto had another consistent day to finish second, followed by Mama Ioto from Japan, whose crew seemed to be enjoying the racing here in France.
Of course, we usually have some bad maneuvers or accidents during the race, but we could be always positive and improving during the race. Racing here in Europe is a very good thing for us to have a good experience and learn a lot about sailing. I hope these things getting more popular in Japan, and we could have these kind of events in Japan soon.
After 3 tough days, only 4 races had been completed, so the crews were eager to get out onto the water on the final day of racing.
We would like to see a lot of races, so maximum 6, and yeah, nice finish of this year's racing tour.
We work hard this year to progress, and we want to try to make some progression on the very last day. We need to take some points.
Expectations, we have none. Like we're out here to learn and do as good as we can.
It's been an action-packed season in the GC32 Racing Tour, and its conclusion was no disappointment. The day may have started with light wind conditions, but the wind rapidly built to 18 knots, which required reefs to be put in. There were some fast and furious conditions and exciting racing to round off the regatta and the year. The sailors were quick to adapt to the new conditions, the boats performancing to their limits.
Yeah, it changes a lot depending on the conditions, the crew work, and the windier it is, the faster you go. So you have to be very, very alert, and everyone has to be switched on and focused. And it's a very cool boat to sail and very rewarding boat to sail as well. And the thing we say in our team, the faster you go, the easier it is to do everything. So you really have to be pushing these boats full speed all the time to make the crew work easier and take the load off all the sails. But as soon as you start trying to slow it down, it makes life very, very difficult.
Frank Camas and his crew on Norauto proved that their dominance all season has been no fluke. The French team managed a perfect 5 out of 5 scoreline on the final day to claim both victory at Marseille One Design and the overall 2016 GC32 Racing Tour Championship.
I feel very happy for the season and for this race in Marseille. We finished very well this day with 5 wins in a row, and this is very good for us.
American Jason Carroll on board Argo finished second and achieved his aim of claiming 4th place overall this season and displacing Pierre Casaragi's Malizia Yacht Club de Monaco as the winner of the Owner-Driver Trophy.
I'm thrilled. I'm really proud of my team. We worked pretty hard this season. We missed one event and we sailed really well this event, and that was enough to clinch the top spot on the Owner-Driver circuit. So that's pretty good.
Team Mama Iotto improved throughout the season and they finished the year on the podium, coming 3rd in Marseille. Sebastian Schneider and Team Tilt took 4th at this event, which was good enough to hold on to 2nd in the overall 2016 championship.
Yeah, really nice season with Team Tilt. It was the first season on the foiling boats. I think we have to give a lot of credits to Glenn, Arnaud, and also our project manager Tanguy, who helped us a lot to learn as fast as possible to sail this boat. We were quite competitive since the beginning, and by the end we managed to sail the boat more alone. And I think we have to gain consistency, but we learned a lot, and looking forward for the future.
Flavio Marazzi had some equipment issues which kept him away from the top places in Marseille, but the Swiss nevertheless managed to retain 3rd place in the overall 2016 standings. Another successful season for Armin Strom's sailing team.
I can tell you my stress levels in the rib were up here. It was absolutely, every point mattered, and that's what I said to the boys. In the first race today, we changed to the small jib, and we had a problem with the jib halyard. It jumped the sheave and it got caught. The boys finished the race, and that race, because they finished, was the difference between 1 placing. So it was absolutely critical today and in this event to finish every race, and they did, so that was good. The whole season was huge for us. As Armin Strom, we went in March. Our goal was to finish top 5 and to finish 3rd. We're very, very happy. I think there was a huge improvement throughout the whole fleet during the year, and that showed in the results.
Marseille One Design is a unique week which is packed full of excitement. It wrapped up with a prize-giving ceremony where the winners celebrated their achievements to rapturous applause.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's a wrap for the GC32 Racing Tour 2016. 5 events, 11 teams. It was a really good season. I would like to thank all the partners and venues that supported us throughout the season, and especially all the teams that sailed with us on the tour. And we're very much looking forward to the next season, 2017.
So that's it for the 2016 GC32 Racing Tour. It's been a year full of high adrenaline foiling action and a huge amount of improvement from all the teams. There may be a winter break ahead, but the tour will be back in 2017, once again visiting some of the top sailing venues across Europe, providing teams with the best foiling experience.